Hey, you guys, and welcome to Sunday service here at the Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. So we're going to get right into because we got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about a lot now. There's actually four stories I want to talk about. One, I'm not going to have any graphics up, um, but I want to discuss it with you guys first, and then we're going to get into this story, and then we're going to get into our other story because I just got a friend of mine sent it to me today, and I want to talk about it because I just want to talk about it. Okay, so let's first see who's all up in the building, and then we are going to discuss. So come on in, okay. Come on in. Okay, so let's see who's all up in here because I know Facebook y'all be showing up late, even y'all though y'all the messiest. So I don't know why y'all be showing up so late. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Vapey. Hello, Cammy on the go. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Amber. Hello, Desiree. How you doing today? Desiree says I have to connect now and connect my TV so I don't forget. Great. Hello, Sapphire. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Ray. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Nisa. Hello, Ditch Doctor. Hello, our Virgil. What's up, Lucky Lady? Hello, Wine B. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Deja. Hello, Latoya. How you doing today, girl? She said, howdy. A very nice salutation. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Queema. Hello, Nosy Inquisitive says, like button smashed on the way in. Hello, Chief and the nosy internet cousins. Not y'all being internet cousins. Not y'all being internet cousins. Okay. What's up, Keisha? What's up? Is this Jen the Great? What's up, Jen? Hello, Big Dreamer. Hello, Auntie Tonisha. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Suli. Hello, Unicorn and Dimples. What's up, Blaze 106.91? All the way from some part in America. She says, hey, nosies. Hey, Burnett. Hello, Go Getter. Hello, Courtney. Hello, NYC Wandy. I don't think I've ever seen you before, but hello. Hello, Angel. Hello, E. Ortiz. Hello, Mrs. Chow. Hello, SJ. Hello, Gemini UU says, I love your show. In all caps with a lot of exclamation points. I appreciate that. We do our best to keep y'all entertained, right? Just keeping it very real and very black. What's up, V? Haggard, how you doing today? Hello, Mary Brown. Hello, Kamora. How you doing today? Hello, Shan. Hello, Big Dreamer. Hello, Brenna. Hello, Toya from Facebook. You on time? I'm a little shocked. Y'all be showing. Y'all be the latest one showing up. I'm shocked. Hello, Shay. Hello, Jay. Hello, Ray. Hello, Trina. Okay, Facebook said that we're gonna show up on time at 6 o'clock. We're not gonna waste no time. Hello, Delightful. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Shauna. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Wildflower 11 Rain. Hello, Missy. Hello, Niche. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Parrish. Hello, Denise. Hello, Shamani. Hello, Nanette, Candy, and Charlize. Wow, all Facebook. Y'all on time. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Y'all never be on time. Okay. Hello, artist. Hello, Jade. Hello, Pepe. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Ty Rich. Hello, Armida. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Encouragement World. Hello, DL. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Lovelace and Margaret and Delightful. Hello, how you doing? You guys, so let's get into, and if I missed you, I apologize. Hello, welcome to the Billy. See, I be thinking when I don't say hello, y'all don't be smashing that like button. I'll be like, she ain't say hi, so I ain't gonna smash it. Treat a nigga good. Okay, so first I want to talk about Conscious TV. Now, if you don't know who Conscious TV, let me pull up their graphic. They're a blogger here as well. They're a blogger. Let me see if I can find an image of them. I don't know what their pronouns are, so I'm just gonna say Conscious TV. I wish I knew their pronouns. I don't know them. I think this is it. Is it you guys know who it is? Conscious TV. YouTube. Oh, I don't know how to. I think he's on Instagram. Let me pull it up. Okay, hold on. 1, 2 shakes. There he is. This person here. I'm going to share my screen. So you guys can see who I'm referring to. So this person here went live on YouTube yesterday and posted a voice recording between Larry Reid and Tasha K. Now, I know most of y'all probably caught that. I'm not going to play any of it here because I don't have it pulled up. But if you do, I encourage you to go listen to it. So he plays a recording with Tasha K and Larry Reid. And Tasha K is discussing those accusations that Bishop Lamar Whitehead had broached about Larry Reid a few months back. If you guys remember that, uh, Bishop Whitehead had gone on his live stream, and those videos are still up on Instagram page, his Instagram page here, where he was playing an audio recording from a disgraced blogger who was investigating Larry Reid. He played, I think, 2 days worth of audio, and at the end of the last day of audio, Bishop Whitehead said he was gonna turn it over to a blogger. Sounds like he turned him over to Tasha K. Now, and, you know how Tasha K and, Larry Reid are, but you also know that Conscious TV also works very closely with Larry Reid. So I think that's unusual that he had replayed those audios again recently. And I wonder if Tasha K has any intention on investigating that story. Yeah, that Daryl somebody person. Yeah, I forget what his name is. That Daryl somebody. Yeah. So I'm curious why he would replay them. Is Tasha K going to re-air those? Yeah, that's his mentee. He's the mentee. So I wonder. I'm curious. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that, but yes, we know it's old, but he replayed them again and I was sent to me. So I wonder if Tasha K is vying to start up that drama again. Interesting. So we're gonna keep close tabs on that story. I don't know, y'all. Listen, as a blogger, I'll tell you right now when I know something brewing. Something's definitely brewing. What? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He was Team Larry. You got to watch the videos. I encourage you to go to the Lampo Show on Instagram, on TikTok, and watch the clips. Um, yeah, most likely, right? Something's definitely a brewing. What is it? I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. But I'll let you know as soon as I find out. So let's get into our first story. So we're gonna talk about Diddy's story. It's gonna be really brief. Okay, so don't think anything of it. So we're gonna get into the story really quick. So TMZ reported that Diddy's new baby girl, named after him, was born in October. TMZ goes on to say that which was updated today, says a source close to Diddy tells TMZ the baby was born in October at the Newport Beach, California hospital. We're still not sure who the mother is at this point. Diddy has added another member to his family, announcing he welcomed a baby girl into his life, who really takes after her old man. The bad boy Huncho broke the news Saturday. Excuse me, which came out of nowhere, saying that he has a new daughter whom he effectively named after himself. Diddy writes, "I'm so blessed to welcome my baby girl, Love Sean Combs, to the world." It's unclear when the kid was born or who the mother is, and Diddy didn't spill the details, but he clearly is happy about this newest bundle. And of course, this is taking the internet by complete surprise, as no one has seemed to know that Diddy had a child or is expecting a child. We know he's in a polyamorous relationship with Young Miami, but there's no suggestion she's the mother. I didn't know he was in a polyamorous relationship with Young Miami. I thought they were monogamous. Interesting. I didn't know that, but they reported it, so I'm gonna take their word for it. But there's no suggestion that she's the mother. It also says here that she hasn't appeared preggo at all. They were spotted out together recently in the last photo. Young Miami replied back with those googly eye emojis because, honey, she don't know about that baby either, or if she does, she not spilling the tea on it. Apparently, the baby was born in October. I think Diddy and Young Miami have been together for collectively a year, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. You know what I mean? I, look, when we find out about that baby, you'll find out about that baby. Okay. This is from Trina. Trina says, do other bloggers go in on one another like this if they don't like each other? If you're referring to the Larry Reid and Tasha K thing, if they don't like each other, that's a possibility. I wouldn't do something like that. But remember, when it comes to any industry, whether it be music or sports or fashion or even blogging, there's only room at the top for one. That's it. And at every point, every blogger has their highest peak and then they fall. So prior to the shade room, we had um, media takeout. That was prior to the shade room, right? So we had media takeout. Media takeout fell off because they got sued by Kim Kardashian and Kanye West for reporting salacious headlines. And then they fell off so hard that it made room for the shade room to emerge. And the shade room birthed blogs like the Neighborhood Talk, right? Because Kyle used to work for the shade room. It also birthed a lot of other blogs at the time. So yeah, it's quite possible. It is. It's quite possible that other bloggers birth other bloggers. Does that make sense? It's quite possible that birth other bloggers. You know what I mean? It's all possible. It's all possible. But they usually don't try and take each other down. Does that make sense? Like they don't try to take each other down unless they really want to unless they really want to what's the word I'm looking for? Unless they really want to like get rid of the other person. Like, but Media Takeout did that to themselves. Like they took themselves down. So they didn't so the shade room didn't even really have to do anything. Um so there's only two avenues. The blogger makes a really bad the person in the industry makes a really bad mistake, which gives room to another person to reach the top, or they take each other down. It's a dog eat dog world in any industry because we live under the system of capitalism. So it is dog eat dog. Yeah, it's crazy. He said, "Who birthed Jason Lee?" Y'all know I don't like him, and I have no idea. This one, Trina. Trina says it just seems like black bloggers are always going in on one another. That's true. Now, I don't like a lot of bloggers, but I wouldn't spend my time doing research on them. And even when I was going in with it with North Carolina Beats, I never people send me all kinds of salacious stuff about him. I never published it or posted it because I'm not in the business of that. So thanks for sending me all that stuff about him and whatever stints of whatever he was getting himself into. I don't want to reiterate it because I don't want it anywhere on my platform, but all the stints that he was getting himself into, the legal challenges he was going through, I never published any of it because I'm not in the business of doing people dirty like that. If you're going to fall flat on your face, you're going to do it on your own, not with the help of me. So I never, you see what I mean? I never got into that. It's just it's just messy and salacious because I don't want people digging up what I've done in the past. Not that I'm like an axe murderer or anything, but like I don't want people digging into my business. So I'm not going to dig into nobody else's business. Listen, if they atoned for it, that's their business. If they haven't, at some point they will, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. Does that make sense? Like it ain't got nothing to do with me. If you're going to atone for your sins, you're going to atone for them on your own without the help of the nosy bystanders. Okay. Point blank, period. This from Sophia says, I thought they were friends with benefits. Who was friends with benefits? Young Miami and Diddy? Could be. They spend a lot of money on each other and they do a lot of PR work together. So I think it's more than that. And even if it's just a business relationship, like him having another baby is I don't think it's going to be a problem. Like the way that people shape how relationships are curated in the future, it's not going to look like your traditional mom and pop stuff from the 40s, 50s and 60s, right? Heck, even up to the 80s. It's not going to look like that. So even if Young Miami is okay with Diddy having another baby with another woman, that's their business. I find it kind of interesting, right? But we're bloggers, so we're going to dig into it. But I do find it quite interesting. And we also don't know if that was a surrogate. People always make it it's so weird how with black people it's always framed as he's cheating on her or they're in a polyamorous relationship and no one ever looks at it like, "Oh, maybe Young Miami didn't want to give birth to another child. Maybe it's a surrogate and maybe she allowed her partner to do the announcement." You know, we always look at it from like the blurry side of the lens. We never look at it the highlighted side. Diddy and Young Miami are worth goo gobs of money. And Young Miami has she has all of the grace and space to not want to put another baby in her body. Does that make sense, right? She can do that. That's Young Miami's business, right? And we always just look at it on the like, "Oh, he cheating on her. Oh, she's so young and dumb. He gonna put her in a polyamorous relationship." But no one ever thinks of the aspect of what if Diddy and Miami just decided to have a surrogate? They have the money. Money's not a problem for either of them, right? Collectively, you know, and time isn't either. And they present themselves as a very loving couple. So why can't they have a baby? Young Miami obviously loves children. She has kids of her own, and so does Diddy. He has kids of his own as well. So I don't know. People always just give us the bad, like, we always get the bad flack of the story. This is from is it Sarita? Sarita says, don't even know the whole story. Exactly. Don't even know the whole story, but now they polyamorous, he cheating. Come on. No one ever just asked, young mammy, did you decide to have a surrogate and have another baby? And maybe Diddy got ahead of himself and he was like, I just want to announce it because, blah, 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 blah. And as her partner, he has all the rights to do that. She doesn't have to say anything. She could just do a photo shoot with her new baby and her man and call it a day. So I think that people are just like, you know, I think people are just always jumping the gun when it comes to Black people. YV says, when you're a millionaire, renting a room ain't a problem. When you're a millionaire, renting a womb is not a problem, honey. It's like going to buy a Telfar bag. It's like getting a Birkin. Right? We have to look from the outside at the Hermes store, but young Miami just gets to walk in and go into the back with the white gloves on and pick a purse. So I think that's what people are failing to realize. He says she's not a surrogate for sure. You mean young Miami? No, not young Miami, the woman who gave birth to the baby. Brenda. Courtney says, just because she has kids doesn't mean she likes them. No, I think she likes kids and I think she likes hers, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with her on TikTok, but there's tons of videos with her with other people's kids and she's very good to them. So if she doesn't like kids, she's doing a really good job at faking it, which I doubt. Okay, which I highly doubt. This is from Lucky Lady says another blogger posted months ago that he had a baby on the way. Who was the other blogger? Do you know their name? This from Mrs. Town says, I think it could be a surrogate. Remember in an interview she did with Carisha Please, and they talked about having more kids, and he was like, I could see that. And she said she wanted more. It's a thought. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. It definitely is a thought. So I want to get into this story right here because, honey, child, Derrick Jaxn and his wife, his soon-to-be ex-wife, are just ripping and running the TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter and Facebook streets right now. So I want to talk about this story because it's interesting. So if you guys didn't know, Derrick Jaxn and his wife have announced their divorce. We read the post from him yesterday. It was very nice, somber, and sweet. We're not going to read it again. If you want to read it, check out his Instagram page at Derrick Jaxn. Okay, it's a verified blue verified check, blue check verified page. You're going to be able to find it immediately. It's his last post on this page. But Tasha K had posted that he had a new boo thing. And of course, y'all being nosy found her. So we're going to go over Derrick Jaxn's wife's post that she had made a couple of weeks back before the announcement of their divorce. And then we're going to get into the new girlfriend's TikTok page because, honey, she on TikTok and she is adorable. Okay. So let's get into this clip.
Danae Jaxn and Derrick Jaxn in mockery, accusations, slanders, and lies. May the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. Let the words of your mouth and your words of your hands be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slowly until your days become few on the earth. The word of God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You've been warned. And if you want to know where that is at in the Bible, go to Psalm 109. Go to Psalm 35, go to Psalm 140, go to Psalm 141, and keep our names out of your mouth in the name of Jesus. Have a blessed day.
Child, I was muted. Let me unmute. Child. Go get us. The devil is a lie. Not you cussing us out in the name of Jesus, honey. Not you cussing us out in the name of Jesus. Listen, I made a prediction yesterday and I posted it here on YouTube. I said that all of this spiral of Christianity she has gone down. The next woman that he meets is going to be from Miami or from Atlanta. And sure enough, I was right. Now, those bloggers might come with the receipts, but honey, our analysis over here, unmatched. Unmatched. I want to pull up this Twitter thread that somebody posted on Twitter today, which is quite hilarious. And I'm going to pull it up here. So here's the here's the post from Tasha K, and here is from his ex-wife's Instagram page. Let me zoom it in for you if you can't see it. This image seen here of his wife, obviously wearing head to toe full of clothes, and this girl in the back, obviously shooken by the fact that a woman walked into a pool fully dressed. And then they put it with a side by side of Derrick Jaxn and his new girlfriend in Miami. And now we already made this prediction. We already knew he was going to get somebody who was fun. Because what is this, honey? Thank you very much, Amanda. Yeah. We do not waste any time. Yeah, she crazy. Yeah, like girl, what is you like? And the reason why I'm laughing at what she's wearing is because it looks ridiculous. Okay, all of the sainthood in the world is not going to be able to explain this. You could have wore a one-piece bathing suit. Why are you in the pool? Yes, honey, that is his wife. Baby said Holy Girl Summer. Yes, it is. So she has a merch line called Holy Girl Summer. If you attribute your entire personality to be of Jesus, do you really have a personality? Not holy and sanctified. Just don't go. Just don't go. Just don't go. She should have ripped a style from those women in Europe and the Middle East who worked with Nike and crafted very much affixed bathing suits to, cover themselves up. It adorns a silicone hijab, right? But it's waterproof and they can swim in it. She should have partnered with Nike on whatever this is because it's a mess. Okay, I don't know what this is, but you need to get with the hijab girls and go talk to Nike because honey, what is this? And Adidas, because Adidas pulled out the same line as Nike did, so they can allow women to go swimming, but also to respect their religiosity. I don't know what this is. She needs therapy ASAP. Yes, this one Evie. Evie says she could have worn those old lady bathing suits. Yeah, the ones you get from Penny's or from Macy's. You know, the ones on the first floor next to the lingerie. She should have went to Penny's. This from Parrish says she thought she gave Tabitha Brown read, honey, but it wasn't. You know, a good Tabitha Brown read will put you out for the count. Now remember, the last time Tabitha Brown gave a good read, it was to Wendy Williams, and you see how. Okay, I rest my case. Holy Girl Summer. That's right, Lioness Queen. How you doing today? You said even a cover up, honey. Embarrassing. Yes, far from it. Yes, embarrassing. This from Lucky Lady says, girl, get your butt out of the darn pool. You scaring the kids. You scaring the kids in the back, honey. What is you doing? So they went ahead and found They went ahead and found old girl's Instagram page, and here it is. She goes by the name of Pinky. We don't know what her real name is. Okay. She goes by the name of Pinky Love. I'm gonna share this here and close this one out. Yeah, so this is Pinky Love, Derrick Jaxn's new boo thing. That seems like a sweetheart. She's got a ton of pictures. She's got over 137,000 followers. She's new to the game on Instagram. And it was just the comments for me. The comments goes, Oh, now I understand, Derrick. Somebody says, sorry to Miss Jackson. Someone else said, my sister in Christ. Y'all, y'all need to stop with the comments. Someone said these comments. Somebody said, the helmet of salvation got a hold on this L. Somebody says, drain them, boo. I see you. Somebody else says, so why did he remarry? Why did he marry to a woman who wasn't his style at all? Because they were together since high school. Let me pause this video. Somebody also says perfect 10. Someone says a dream come true. Crazy, honey. They had found her. They didn't found her, honey. They didn't found her, and they all up in the comments on me talking about she's sanctified. What's up, Mimi? How you doing? He's a complete opposite. Yeah, because maybe early on when Derrick Jaxn, remember, he's been dating her since high school or college. Like he had been with his wife for an incredibly long time, right? So because he was with his wife for an incredibly long time, if Derrick Jaxn started off with his wife being incredibly religious, that splinters. The more you grow as an adult, your religion changes, your foundation of religion changes. So him being with his wife, and people are like, well, why did he be with a Christian so long? Because that's who he was with for like 10, 15 years. He was with his wife for a long time, you guys, like a really long time. And if they both had the same goals in life, specifically wrapped around religiosity, that's why he was with her. But it was the course of time that people change and grow apart. Now, he could have grown deeper into his religion and stayed with his wife, but he didn't. And the way that he decides to honor his religion is up to him, but don't do it by cheating, right? He admitted to that because it's not what he wanted. It was just better to just divorce, which thank God he did, because all it was just going to lead to is more infidelity. And then you would have had a whatever her name is, and John Gray situation. You know what I mean? Or a Jamal Bryant and whatever her name is, that one lady he was married to, Giselle. Heck, you'd have all kinds of different pastoral or Christianly relationships that end in cheating. So him leaving his wife, essentially, like, I'm going to change my graphic real quick for the next story. But him leaving his wife was really the most responsible thing he could do, especially if he wanted to date someone else. You're saying what I mean? Um, that's the best. That's the best he could do. What else could he do? Let me get to your comments. Because why stick with her? This from Raven. Raven says she wore a darn moo in the pool. Where's her friends at, honey? They in the church too with her. Listen, they in the church with her, like, and in her comment section, like they are on Brianna LaTruth, giving her that fake holy sanctifiedness. You know what I mean? Like, girl, like, where has that worked? Being so staunchly religious that, like, you know what I mean? That it scares away people. Like, her religion is like it's like a scary level. It's not even like healthy. It's like at a scary level. Like, and I respect her religion, right? Like, if she's a staunchly religious woman and cussing people out in Proverbs and stuff, that's her business. But it's almost like it becomes so gratuitous. It like scares people away. It, like, the way that she preaches does not make me want to go to her church. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to be affiliated with anyone who thinks like you, because it doesn't seem like she's in her right mind. And that's no shade to her. It's just, she just seems like she's down the rabbit hole so far. She almost, every other word is something religious. It's like you can't even have a normal conversation with them because they're so far gone. Does that make sense? Right? Yes. So when Paris says Wendy down bad ever since. This from Nene the Goat says his wife seems very docile. She does. She seems incredibly docile. Just strange. Yeah, he brainwashed her. I agree. This from Ashley. Her closet says, I think she uses it as a defense mechanism. Yeah, and I think they also use it as a way to not face reality, right? Like, it's an easy escape from reality. Like, no, honey, your marriage is over. The last thing you need to do is be cussing people out in Proverbs. The first thing you need to do is to get a grounding for you and your husband's what relationship or whatever it is you've turned it out to be. I think once he cheated, I don't think he ever returned back to the house. That's my personal opinion. I can't prove that, but I think that once he cheated, I don't think he ever came back to the house. I think he had been out the house for a while. This from YMV says she probably fell deep into deep into that because of hurting by his actions and became more fanatic. Yeah, I could see that. I totally could see that. I could totally see that. Yeah, she do. I think she needs help. This is from Makia says, I'm not convinced. What church she go to, child? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to utter the name of the church in my house. My house is literally sanctified. I don't need nobody here. I don't even need to whisper whatever church she going on in this house. That's why when after I listen to her preach, I just pray. I'm like, girl, like not in this house. Okay. I don't know what you got, but in Jesus' name, I'll return that to sender, honey, because you gotta be careful about listening to people pray. I'm just saying, I'm not a crazy person, but I'm just saying you gotta be careful because people be saying crazy stuff. And the shade room has posted it. That thing's probably hit 30 million views on Instagram, and people just it's just in their house now. Her prayer is in your house. You better sanctify your house after listening to her open her mouth. That's not even a joke. That's on everything I love and Jesus Christ. You better sanctify your house listening to her. Don't let her pray in your house. Fuck around and see a shadow in the corner. I'm not even playing with y'all. Y'all think I'm not joking. Y'all already know me over here. There are tons and tons and tons of pastors that we listen to, and I'll pause the video, be like, I'm not letting him pray in my house because it comes into my home. Okay, you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful. Don't like all those bloggers that be covering all that church stuff and hearing those pastors pray. I'd be like, oh, what she say? I'll read the text. What that pastor say? I'll read the transcript. She ain't got to say it. Hold up. Don't close your mouth. I'll read it. Okay. I don't need you saying nothing in my house. Shit. I'm just for real. And from Go Getter says, now I most definitely believe that he probably been fighting deep. Child, you know he was. Nah. Keep them prayers to yourself. Okay. Because people who pray like that are deeply troubled. Remember, like, okay, I hate to get all religious on y'all before we get to this next, because this story is deep, and we got story times on this one, because we're gonna get to this. This is the Emery Church. I'm sorry, the Emery Hospital in Atlanta, and honey, they have been blowing up the spot since this weekend. So, they post this video on Friday, got fired by Monday. Okay, so we gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this story right here. I know I'm pointing at nothing. We're gonna get to this story right here. So, you got to be careful because when people spew hatred, like we're going back to Mrs. Jaxn, when people spew hatred like that wrapped up in scripture, you know what the Bible says about when you're inflicted with demons, like they be itching to come out. They do. They be itching to come out. And sometimes they will come out wrapped up in religion, and you think it's religion, but that demon knows it's not, right? So when she said that prayer, it's like she's afflicted. To me, I feel like she's inflicted with something, and it's coming out as this holier than thou language, right? But it's really not. You got to listen to it. You got to listen to the subtext of what she's saying. She's really cursing you. God's people don't curse. So I don't know where she thought that was sanctified. Maybe in one portion of her cerebellum, she thought this is how I detract those type of people. But on the other side, them demons is like, no, honey, you ain't doing nothing but doing the work for us. So that's what I feel like when I see her read that prayer. That's a demon that's inflicted. It's like, I gotta come out, and the only way it can come out is her mouth, right? Out of the abundance, what is it? Out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. Think about that for a second. Out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth is speaking. Child, I ain't trying to preach to y'all today. Let's get into this story right here. So if you're not familiar with the story, let me catch you up to speed because we got a couple of story times to get to. So in this video we're about to watch, it is a trending challenge on TikTok where you name your ick. Now, most people usually do it with their spouse or their brother or their sister, like things that annoy them. And these two cute little white girls started it on TikTok, these two sisters, and they talk about what makes them ick. And it became a challenge because they did a really good job. The one sister's like, I hate when you come into my room and bother me. The other sister said, I hate that you don't take a shower for like 3 days. You stink. So I don't stink. It's just two sisters going in on each other. That's it. But it became a challenge. So these nurses decided to do the challenge, and I want to get into this video.
caption talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What?
My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands. Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain just to Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your
Excuse
family
me,
member coming
excuse
at the
me,
front
excuse me,
desk
can I have some water?
asking for something
Excuse me,
else.
can I have a blanket?
Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh no.
Ick.
Say that.
It's the unlimited trips to the nurses station for me. My ick is
Mm. They got a lot of icks for nurses. My aunt is a nurse, and my little sister is also, I got to say it right, or she's going to get mad, a LNP, whatever that means. So my little sister is a registered nurse and a LNP, whatever that means. And I didn't actually ask her opinion on this, but I should. I'll send her the video and tell me what she thinks. But I'm sure she was probably disgusted. And I'm sure if we scroll far enough, we'll find her name in the comments. Okay. So they do this challenge, and the hospital, Emery Hospital, acts swiftly and says that they do not condone nurses talking like this. They do not condone the behavior of this challenge, and they have acted swiftly on this challenge. And then they went ahead and fired the nurses, these 4 nurses. I think 4 nurses in the video. I don't know if the one shooting the video got fired, but definitely the ones in the video were fired because everything they said was absolutely disgusting. Knowing that you're in Atlanta, knowing that you are Black nurses, and on top of that, knowing Black mortality death in the nursing labor and delivery room. And these are your icks, knowing that Black women die at a higher rate during childbirth, and you had the nerve to do this challenge. You should have skipped it. You should have skipped it. Their licenses should definitely be challenged. They definitely should have some disciplinary actions on their licenses because this is disgusting. Knowing you're in a Black city, call it Black Hollywood. You're in a Black city where there's a ton, and all the tropes were about Black women. Asking for a paternity test. That's a stereotype about Black women. Like, we don't know who the father of our children are. Saying, oh, my ick is when he goes from one labor and delivery room to the baby mamas to the side chicks to the labor and delivery room. Another Black trope. We know you're talking about Black women. Come on. You said they were at work in uniform with badges. They definitely should have been fired. Absolutely. This from Lucky Lady says that was foolish. Very foolish. Period. Don't think. Right. Burnett says so many Black pregnant women, myself included, look for Black staff. So this was crazy. Yeah. Right. So when your doctor's not listening to you, you're going to lean onto your nurse, your LNP, all of that other stuff. And to think that this is how they think of you while you are in, first of all, the fact that they don't realize, like, it's like you're nurses and you went to school for this. The fact that they don't realize that giving birth is obviously, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not going to say it's not, but it is probably the most traumatic thing that can happen to the human body. You are literally self-replicating. Or do they not realize that? You are literally replicating yourself as a spliced piece of DNA that no other being from on the planet can do, except females who have reproductive organs. So the fact that they just make light of it, like it's not some phenomenon in evolution, it's a phenomenon in evolution to be able to self-replicate, okay? And the way they just dumb it down, like, oh, you're complaining so much. Oh, you're asking for ice. Oh, you're asking for the baby's weight. When they just did something that literally defies everything in nature. The fact that nature even allowed us to self-replicate is crazy, but then they make light of it like it's a joke, like Black women aren't dying in hospitals at higher rates. Ugh, I can't be bothered. Why are you a nurse? Just a quick question. If you can't be bothered, why are you not a clerk or a bank branch manager? Why don't you just start your own business that had nothing to do with customer service? Why do you hate your job so much? There's no way in the world if these, and I would go to the hospital and I would take names and I'd be like, I want to know the names of these nurses, because if I end up giving birth to a baby elsewhere, I want to make sure that none of them are on the list. Period. Okay, period. Let me get some of your comments. This from Miss Town says, why would they record this at work? But why? Because TikTok. This from Tia says, a Facebook friend asked what was the violation, and I said, since it wasn't HIPAA, it had to be the code of conduct, which is ethical violation. Yes, I only know because I work in human resources. Yeah, it was a violation. They have social media policies as well. And if enough people made complaints, because if people didn't make any complaints, they would have had their job. Companies only take action when there's enough complaints and charges filed. They're like, okay, we got to look at it. Okay, it doesn't look good. You're giving birth. It's not like women are coming in for like lip injections where it's like this doesn't have a high mortality rate, but birthing has a high mortality rate. So their actions they have to be more strict, right? That strict scrutiny goes into it. You have to scrutinize what they're doing, because at any moment, the child and the mother could pass. So their actions have to be looked at very closely. So when you're seeing that they're complaining about their job, if a woman is complaining about pain and you disregard it, that's a problem, because that could something could happen to her. Right? If people are birthing children into this world and their family has questions and you're disregarding them, then that means that you don't have any regard for the moms. Because if you don't have any regard for the grandma, the grandpa, the dad, the cousins, the uncle who comes up there, and they're all bothering you so much, then that means you have no regard for the mom if you have no regard for their family. The family is an extension of the mother. So if the mother can't talk and they go up to the service desk asking for a nurse, and you're just disregarding them, then you're essentially disregarding the mothers. Right? Come on. Like, that's what you're doing. If I'm in labor and delivery and I can't talk, but I'm expressing something to my husband that I want him to relate to the nurses, and the nurse disregards him, she's disregarding me. Because you don't know why I'm at the service desk. Why are you disregarding me? You don't know if I'm telling you that my wife flatlined, or my wife code blued, or my cousin isn't breathing, or the baby is blue. You can't be bothered. She just gave birth to a baby. It's not like she's getting up, walking to the service desk. Come on, be for real. But I want to get to some of these story times. Let me get to one more of your comment. This is from Burnett. Burnett says a lot of people recognize the hospital and staff from when they dealt with them and during labor. That's correct, and that's what's going to get us into our next story. So let me share my screen here. Give me 1 second, because now I want to get into the other stories about women who had experienced these women in the hospital. Give me one moment. I'll pull up their video. So here's the first.
Video going around of the labor and delivery nurses giving their eggs. That is the hospital that I almost gave birth at. That is the hospital that had such atrocious fucking energy that I literally switched to a midwife at 33 weeks pregnant, which I don't know if you know this, that's very, very late in the game to switch. I was terrified because all the midwives had been taken. The birth center was completely full. Thank fucking God I found Margaret when I did. She was amazing. Honestly, 10 out of 10 experience. But also, like, I was terrified. I was literally crying because I picked up on that energy real fucking quick. Literally everyone in my life was like, you're being so dramatic. And I was not. You can see it in the video, the awful, the negative. You can it's tangible. And I felt that every single appointment. I have so many stories that I could tell you guys just about like the inappropriateness that I experienced at that hospital. But just in general, like without a doubt, every single appointment that I walked out of, which was 5 minutes long, after I'd waited a minimum of 45 minutes, I felt like a burden. I felt like they were mad at me for asking questions, which honestly, after seeing that video, they probably fucking were. And like for my own personal experience, I am thankful, honestly, that they were so negative because I picked up on it and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm having a home birth. I will not deal with this. But home birth is expensive and not everybody can do that. Not everyone qualifies for a home birth either. Like no one deserves to go into a hospital and feel the way that these nurses and doctors are making people feel. Like if you are a nurse or a doctor and you fucking hate your job and you feel like you're at a point in your life where you're making fun of people for asking for food and water and blankets, or you're making fun of the pain level that they're experiencing and judging them for not taking an epidural, or you're mad at them because they want to take a fucking shower before they give birth, just get a new job.
No, everything she said was correct, and good for her for going to another hospital, because she Good for her for going to another or getting a midwife before she gave birth to her child, because nobody should have to experience that, right? At all. Nobody should have to experience that at all. There should be absolutely zero reason as to why a nurse is just beside herself, that you're bothering her at her job. Of course, it's weird. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest behavior. But most nurses are bullies. Let's just be for real. Most nurses are bullies. I don't listen, argue with your mama on that one in the comments, not me, but most nurses they're bullies, and they have this high school like mentality, because a lot of them graduate from the same nursing courses together, and they come into the hospital together, and then through time they stay with the hospital, and they're all just bullies. I don't care. They are. It's always just a really sad story. This from Vicky. Vicky says, don't let anyone challenge your intuition. Trust yourself. That's right. YNV says, it's the culture you're entering into. Negativity spreads over time. If no one changes it, some go along with it. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. This from ERT says, not to defend them, but I've been in the hospital for 3.5 months, and the patients here treat the nurses like wait staff, and that's terrible. That is. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's right at all. But at the same time, though, like we can't take into an account what's going on at the hospital that you currently stayed at versus the hospital that these women had experienced. Like if they're treating their nurses like that, that's awful. It is. It's quite awful. And there's no excuse for that. This from Burnett says, being a nurse, you have to deal with people. So if it bothers you, then you need to get a new profession. I agree. If it bothers you, like that's what people are going to do when people are in pain or they're hungry or they're tired, they don't want to be at the hospital, right? They shouldn't treat their nurses like garbage, but at the same time, though, you have to have a level of care about you so you can kind of break through that barrier, right? Because it's called bedside manners or bedside service, right? Where you get to know your patient, whether you be the doctor or the nurse. And so by having that bedside service, it means you get to break that barrier, figure out why your patient is so agitated and mean to you. And when you're breaking through that barrier, then you can start to build a lasting relationship with them so you can give them better care. It's not kabuki theater. It's real, right? Bedside manners or bedside service for your patients is a thing that apparently went out the window. Now let's get into the other story time that has gone incredibly viral. And I wanted to talk about this story here because this story has been making its way around TikTok about this girl who made this claim. So one moment. Let me bring the video back up, and then I'm going to mute myself.
The video going around of the labor and delivery nurses giving their ex. That is the hospital that I almost gave birth at.
That second nurse, Karma's a bitch. I would never forget your face. My son will never forget your face. You was there when we asked so many questions on how my son passed away, and you played it off. Y'all all played it off. And 2 of y'all are in that video. And Karma is a bitch. 2 down, 3 to go. Y'all are finally being held accountable. Like, it's so much that y'all did wrong. And yeah, it's time for me to take that next step. Because this just pushed me. Oh, I was willing to forgive and move on. But that video right there, y'all energy, it's so much y'all did. So this is my story with Emery, Midtown Atlanta. First of all, I went to the hospital 3 days before I went into labor, and I told the doctor that something just didn't feel right. I told her that I was having pain and pressure, like it was severe. And they kept telling me it was Braxton Hicks. No, them contractions, baby, was going up my spine and down in my tailbone. And I told her that I just wanted an ultrasound. She walks out the room and comes back and said, I called your doctor, and your doctor said no. So I said, what am I supposed to do for?
And your doctor said no because she said you had ultrasounds prior.
She said I had a previous ultrasound a while ago, and she told me that I was fine. It was fine.
It's probably just pressure from your cerclage.
Yes, she said it was just pressure from my cerclage. I had a cerclage done.
Instead of assuming, they should have looked to make sure.
They didn't look. Okay. They did not look at all.
They just turned us away.
She told me, don't come back unless you're bleeding.
Yep.
That was her exact words, and I quote that.
Yep.
don't come back unless you bleeding.
Yeah.
So first of all of that, I literally came home, I want to say that night or the night after, and I was
the same pain.
I was in the same pain, and I'm like just sitting on the toilet. And I'm like, yo, why am I peeing for like 15 minutes?
A few days later.
So I called the nurse again, said the same thing. You're not bleeding. It's not nothing. It's clear. Don't worry about it. So I went to work. I went into labor at work less than 2 days later. When we drove, my wife drove me to Emery. We pulled up. First of all, they made us wait in the waiting room. Then when they took me to the back, he told me to get undressed. I'm like, yo, I can't. Like, I can't. I literally physically felt my son's foot come out. And I'm telling them and I'm asking them for help. And where's my wife? I'm like asking so many questions.
They didn't even tell me that you was going to labor.
They didn't even tell her that I had the baby.
Yeah.
They didn't tell her nothing. Yeah. When we got in the back, first of all, my son was delivered breech.
Already outside his sack.
And
had his first poop inside of me.
And he pooped inside of my stomach. And I caught an infection from Emery. And I had to end up going to Northside, where they took great care of me. But the nurses and the NICU, there was some great ones, but there was this one particular lady that felt like she was the ringleader. It was just, yo, I had to drop a part 2 because 3 minutes not enough to explain the fucking frustration that I am mentally. Part 2. We had this one nurse. She said she was the head nurse. And first of all, my son ended up in NICU because no telling how long.
From the liver, they didn't give you no medicine, no steroids to mature his lungs before they took him out.
A lot transpired. A lot. So when we got in NICU, first of all, I had a C-section. I had an emergency C-section. So when we got in NICU, it was just one nurse. It was a lot of them, bad energy. And every day I kept saying, why are they in here? Like, can we get rid of some of these people? Because he has some great nurses, but majority of them were horrible. Like the night shift was better than the day shift. And we will go down there during the day shift because it just didn't feel right. Honestly, it just didn't feel right.
Maybe that lady was a doctor.
This lady, first of all, she was there, and I'm not going to say her name or whatever.
We didn't even want her.
We didn't want her there.
She didn't want our baby to live.
She didn't want him to live. She told us if he died, I'm not giving him CPR because he's too little. And we accepted that. But other doctors wasn't telling that. She had so much negativity to say. Her, the other guy, the other lady, it was like 6 of them that were bad. She said, what type of parents have enough faith to believe your child gonna live? She said, y'all are allowing him to go through pain. First of all, the day that we met our son, he was smiling. He literally was moving in full motion. Being in the NICU within 2 days, they put him on oxygen, and we couldn't even barely communicate with him. And then every day, this nurse and these nurses, her people, the 6, posse of 6, were asking us, why y'all have faith? Do y'all even have insurance? Like, honey, what was other questions that they were asking us? Because it was so many questions that involved negativity. Anytime they was giving medicine, I was looking it up, and I'm like, why y'all giving him that? Oh, I'm the doctor. Do you have a PhD? Where did you go to school at? Like, it involved so much negativity that we came in there and started praying every day, and they were getting so frustrated with us, and she kept asking us why we're not going to our room. So I want to do a part 3, but that's not enough time to express everything that we went through. Like, it's not enough time. But what I do want to say is I was sent home after my son died with an infection, and I had to go to Northside Hospital. I almost died. I was at home having night sweats. But I want to go into full detail and literally from beginning to end my experience, but I don't have enough time on here. So I'm going to do a part 3 on YouTube. I'm going to drop it on my podcast page, and my link in the bio. But for the people that's really listening,
There were so many other doctors.
there was so many doctors and nurses that came to us and said that we was mistreated.
And not only because we're gay, maybe because of our skin color.
Bro, they said that to us. I switched doctors, and the doctor said if you was my daughter, I would have never allowed you to go there. I looked at her when he said that. He said, I'm sorry that happened to y'all. Y'all gotta come to my podcast, bro. I'm about to tell it all. Because 3 minutes ain't enough.
That's really sad. That is. They did her and her wife incredibly dirty, as they would say in the hood. They did her incredibly dirty, and they should have never done her like that because yeah, that's crazy. It's so sad how, like, and there's nurses on TikTok right now who are basically like defending these nurses, like, oh, there's a nursing shortage. They'll find a job in no time. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple. It's really not that simple. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think they're going to find a job in no time. I don't care if there is a nursing shortage. Nobody wants a legal liability. And now you got this story, right? Of these 2 women who have identified 3 of the 4 nurses who they believe had negligence and neglect, and the proof to prove it. They made a TikTok video telling you, I don't really care about your concerns. The hard work is already over. They've already left the hospital. You see what I mean? And Emery is going to be seeing a lot of lawsuits if women can connect their type of care to these nurses, specifically with that TikTok video. That TikTok video is going to cost Emery Hospital a pretty penny, especially if they can connect that video and the disdain those women had for mothers and babies to actual mortality in infants. It's going to be very easy to do. So, for specifically with malpractice. So you're going to see a lot of cases probably coming to Emery sometime in 2023 and 2024 because of those nurses. They really told on themselves, and they have no one else to blame but themselves. They obviously don't, and this is just my assessment, right? They obviously don't like children. They obviously don't like mothers, and they really don't like Black women. And I know some of those nurses were Black, but it says it all. They don't like any of them. And that's why they made the TikTok video, because they enjoyed the power they had over women, specifically Black women. And they think it's a joke. They do. I think it's crazy too, because there was only 1 white woman in that video, which is crazy. So you're telling me that out of the 4 women in that video who have a direct connection to that woman losing her child, 3 of them are Black? That's a shame. They should not be nurses. I think the state of Georgia should strip them of their license. I think if they have a multi-state license, it should be stripped by the nursing board. I don't think that these women should ever practice in another hospital again. I think they should take their business to customer service like Target or Walmart. I don't think these women should be around children. I think these women are a danger to children. I think that they are a danger to the health of mothers. And they will not learn their lesson by getting a job elsewhere. It's going to be really hard for them to find a job when they have been at Emery for a number of years, and the new job asks, well, why did you leave your last job? Well, I got fired because I really hate babies. It's gonna be really tough for them to find gainful employment. Okay. But she has not posted an episode. I went ahead and checked. She has not posted an additional episode of the full story. But when she does, we'll be back and we are going to be listening to it here at the Nosy Bystanders. But that's all I have for you guys this evening. More tales from the TikTok streets and more celebrity news. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, and I will see you guys later. And we'll probably end up doing an after show on TikTok. Depends. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.